So I'm going to talk to you today about how to complete a lifestyle analysis with your clients. Now, Nature Sunshine do a whole range of products for pretty much everything. They are one of the biggest providers for health products in the world. But the thing they're most famous for within the industry are their herbal formulations, and that's what we use with the lifestyle analysis. Now, Nature Sunshine have got their own team of health science departments. So people like nutritionists, pharmacists, medical herbalists, and it's a team of experts who develop the products that Nature Sunshine produce. And these team of experts are on hand for any of us to contact if we have any questions. But the health science department also put together the lifestyle analysis, which is something that I recommend that you use with any new distributor or any new client, because in my opinion supplements are only really effective if you take a personal approach with people, and the lifestyle analysis is a fantastic way of really finding out what's going on for that individual and where the missing links are in their health. So it's a really simple questionnaire. You can buy the mini questionnaire version of the lifestyle analysis, the mini forms direct from Nature Sunshine, really cost effective. And it's basically yes or no answers to a series of questions. If the answers are yes, you tick all the boxes in the line. If the answers are no, you leave it blank. So for example, the first question, would you like more energy? If the answer is yes, I would tick A, C, D, E and G, and do the same thing with all of the questions. So most of the questions are quite straightforward, just a few of them that are worth mentioning. Problems with monthly cycle for a female, so that can be if the cycle's irregular, or if it's particularly heavy, or it's particularly long, or just if anybody's got any concerns about it, then they would tick that area. Smoking, that includes passive smoking. Poor resistance to unhealthy conditions, that's basically if people around you get ill, are you likely to also get the illness as well. Feeling low or apathy, so that's basically feeling a bit down and feeling like you can't be bothered. Any urination problems, that can be if people go to the toilet too often, or if they're getting up in the night to go to the toilet. Exposure to air pollution, everybody should tick that unless they live on an island. And I think really the rest of the questions are pretty much self-explanatory. So what you do then, when somebody completes the analysis, you just add up all the scores at the bottom, so you add up all the A's, B's and so on. And then you plot your results on the chart on the opposite page. Now, when somebody's plotted their results, and make sure it's really accurate. If, for example, the digestive system was a +12 and it was off the chart, get them to mark it where the +12 would be, just so they can really see how weak that system is. And then once they've plotted all their results, you get them to join them all up so you've got like a graph. And you can see that each system has a corresponding product, which I'll go into in a bit more detail later. And we've got here poor, below average, good or very good. Now the idea with the lifestyle analysis is that we work on the weakest two systems. Now the first two systems take priority over everything else, and that's digestive and intestinal. So if either of those are weak, you would always work on that system, because if people aren't digesting their food, they're not getting the benefit and they won't get the full benefit from their supplements. So that's a really important system to get right. And also we need to make sure that people are eliminating properly, so their intestinal system is working properly. But any of the other systems, you would just work on the weakest two. Now, when I'm explaining this to a client, let's say for example it was their nervous and their glandular system which was weak, it tends to be very common in women, I would just refer them to the product guide, and at the back of the product guide there's a detailed section on each system in the body. So it will explain to the client what the role of the system is, how the system works, what some of the symptoms can be if that system isn't working properly, and it will explain how the product can help them. Because as you go along in the business and you develop training, you will learn more about each of the individual systems, but I just find it easier to let the client read about it themselves, and then they can make a decision. Now we recommend with the lifestyle analysis, in order for it to be effective, that an individual takes the particular key system product for 90 days. And for the majority of people in my experience, after 90 days, when we do the lifestyle analysis again, not only is that weakest system improved massively, but also all the other results have improved, because the body's like a chain, and if you've got a weak link, it will pull everything down. So I think it's a fantastic tool, it's really visual, and people can really see that they've had a great result after the 90 days. And Nature's Sunshine do offer a 90-day money-back guarantee, and you can tell that to your clients. If the product doesn't work for them, they can get a full refund, but I've never had that happen with any of my clients. I've had a range of testimonials using the lifestyle analysis, and so have the people in my team. Two of the most significant ones, we had a lady who had Raynaud's disease. She'd had it for, I think, about 20-30 years, and it was quite severe, to the point when she used to have to put her hands in warm water because she couldn't move them. You know, the circulation just wasn't getting in. And did the analysis, and the circulatory system came up as the weakest system. We put her on the product for the circulatory system, Megachel, and within 3 weeks she noticed a dramatic improvement in her symptoms, and she doesn't particularly have a problem with that condition now, so it's helped her massively. Also Hannah, who I'm doing the filming with, when we did the analysis on her, it was her urinary system that came up as weak. And Hannah explained that for a long time she'd have to get up in the night and go to the toilet several times in the night, which obviously was really affecting her sleep. So we got her on the key system product for the urinary system, and interestingly it did take the full 90 days for that to take effect. But after the 90 days, Hannah didn't continue to take the product, and she hasn't had an issue since. And I'm pleased to report that her bladder control has improved massively. Okay, thank you.